Rashee Rice posting on social media yesterday that he met with the Dallas Police Department investigators regarding Saturday's accident. I take full responsibility for my part in this matter and will continue to cooperate with the necessary authorities. I sincerely apologize to everyone impacted in Saturday's accident. He keeps calling it an accident. It's not, it's an avoidable accident. I call it an incident. It wasn't an accident. Like my son used to say when he would, do something and break something or whatever, it was an accident. Well, it was only an accident because you were doing something reckless. If you don't do this reckless thing, there is no accident. Look at that video. Yes, it's an accident. They didn't mean to hit any other cars, but the way they were driving, it was inevitable that something was going to happen. And he says he will continue to cooperate. He hasn't been cooperating. He stayed away from police for 4 days. The big question is, was he driving that Lamborghini Urus? Was that him getting out second from the passenger seat front row, climbing over the console after he was driving the car? Because the criminal penalties for leaving the scene of an accident with injuries, if you were the driver of the car, are significant. That's what he's facing. And yesterday's statement sheds no light, Chris, on whether or not he'll admit that he was driving.
Well, I'm glad we got a statement. I'm glad it's going in the right direction. Like you said, it's a stupid incident. It is. It's reckless, and it's something, when you're dumb, or not dumb, young and dumb, and just, adrenaline and let's have fun. Those are those are things you do there, and you cross a line there where you go, oh, wait, that went from, young and we're having fun and, having no care. So, that was crazy, and somebody could have got killed. And that's where we don't love that, right? But I'm glad he's taking the right approach here as of now. Now, that video, again, anybody with common sense would go, wait, nobody got out of the driver's side door. 2 people got out of the front passenger door. And it's the guy that's dressed like him, as we know from. So, by all due accounts, I feel like it's going to be hard for them to deny that he wasn't driving here, right? This is one of the first things we pointed out on Monday morning when we watched the video and all that and watched it. I went, wait, that guy in the front right, that's a second guy out of the same door there, right? And we'll see where it goes. But yeah, by all due accounts, it looks like he made a slick, quick move there to jump the console and get out of the front seat on the other side.
I don't know how far into the CSI Dallas this goes, but I have had people suggest that if he refuses to talk, if he refuses to say he was driving, if no one else in the car will say who was driving and you can't prove it beyond a reasonable doubt, what kind of DNA, what kind of evidence could they get from the wheel to show that he was the one of the 3 guys in the car who was sitting there? So if he was driving, it's going to be hard for him to avoid responsibility. And if the story comes out that everyone who was in that car refuses to tell police who was driving, that's a bad look from a PR standpoint. This is where the NFL and or the Chiefs, who have separate powers to discipline Rashee Rice, at some point, I think they're going to acquire an obligation to apply employment leverage to get Rashee Rice to do the right thing here. If he was driving, it can't just be everyone in the car keeps their mouth shut and invokes their right against self-incrimination, that we've found a loophole to avoid responsibility for leaving the scene of the accident. They all left the scene. None of them will say who was driving, so nobody gets in trouble for leaving the scene of the accident. That makes no sense. And there is a way, I think, for both the Chiefs and the NFL, when it comes down to it, to put the squeeze on Rashee Rice to do the right thing here.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He says he wants to do the responsible thing.
Right.
It's time to do the responsible thing. Rashee, if you were driving, look, he leased the Lamborghini. He reportedly owned the Corvette. They were out there racing. They clearly were out there racing. And this is part of the responsibility. When you do that and leave the scene, it's the combination. It's the double whammy. The ridiculously reckless street racing and leaving the scene, and now there's a mess that needs to be cleaned up. We'll see how committed he is to doing the right thing. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.